Hey friends. So I'm getting a lot of responses from students of like requesting access to assignments. So I decided to go in and kind of look at all of our courses. By the way, you can see all of the courses on Schoology, even from schools that aren't our school. So that's bonkers. But I looked to see assignment settings, and there are quite a few of us who don't have that set up correctly. So I wanted to kind of do a quick tutorial video. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of walk you through how to connect it to Google Drive, to Google Drive, so it makes a copy of that assignment for each student. Very similar to the functionality we had on Google Classroom, but just in that Schoology platform, if that's what you're using. All right, so here we go. Share with you my screen here. So when you're on your home page, in general, you need to click on this little guy here with these 4 squares and go into App Center. And then there's a Google Drive Assignments. This is the app that you want. This is the gold. This is what's going to allow you to link. So you want to be sure that it is installed. So you say install LTI app and then agree. And then select all the courses you're going to install it for and install. All right. And be sure you don't say admins only, how it had that option. Like if I look at this here, right? Don't click that, because then that means your students can't see it. Leave that unclicked. Okay, once you've got that all installed, when you go into a course and create an assignment, and I'll do this from my practice course here. I also totally recommend that you have a practice course if you're still playing with things and trying to figure out life. It can be really helpful with just no one's in this course, no students, it's just me figuring out my life. All right, if I then go into add materials and add assignment, this is where I'm going to have now access to my Google Drive. So this is how you know that it installed correctly, is that you now see this Google Drive assignments. So here I'm going to put in the close read for Of Mice and Men, and then I can type the directions here. Please complete detailed schedule, blah, 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 whatever. This is a fake course, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But you can put the directions and then say assign from Google Drive assignments. Now, once you're in here, notice that your team drive is not accessible, like your shared drive. All you have is actually your physical drive. So if it's something that was shared with you, you can hit that share with me to make it a little bit easier to navigate, and that might help. But overall, this is your entire folder. So if I go into my own folder where I know I have this close read that I'm looking for, I'm go into week 2. Loading. While we're in a loading pause, I hope y'all are doing well. Come on. Refreshing. All right. Refresh, try again. I've learned with this system, if it's being a jerk, just refresh it. Okay. So close read, Google Drive. Okay, I'm gonna select my close read and say attach. So that is going to make it right here, right? It creates a copy of my file for each student. So every student is going to have that. You then would put whatever the due date is and the point value of the assignment. You can categorize it or not categorize it. Right now, nothing's graded technically, but I've still been listing things as formative because it's still formative in nature. If you have a rubric that you'd like to add, you can go ahead and add it. 6-point scale, for example, boosh. So you can also create a rubric that way when you say create new, and it gives you a template to start from. It's actually pretty user-friendly if you're looking at attaching a rubric to something. And then when you say create, your assignment is now actually an assignment as opposed to just a link to an assignment. So if I were a student and I click on this, then what I'm going to see is my document itself. And what you see from a teacher's end, how you know if you've done this correctly, is you'll see in progress and submissions. So if I'm a student, here's what that looks like for me. Something Hadley and I did was we made each other students in our classes so that we could see things from a student perspective and answer questions better. Not a bad idea to do that with someone in your team if you're feeling like it. it's been super helpful for us. So I'm one of Hadley's students right now. And what I do is I'm going to go into this close read assignment. And what I'm going to see when I click my document, this is my own copy of that assignment. So this is where I can edit it just like I would in Google Classroom. And then when I'm ready, I can say submit. So hopefully this is helpful and gives you a bit of an idea of how to use that assignment feature. If there are any other things that we're stuck on or that you're feeling like, I don't know how to do this thing in Schoology, I feel like I'm getting the vibe of it a little bit, so I'm definitely here to help you if you need any assistance with it. All right. Thanks, friends. Miss you.